So in the past 2 weeks, I started using GoHighLevel's voice AI to see if I could, one, save my clients time and get them better results, and two, help them qualify more of their leads so that they spent less time chasing leads down and basically talking to the leads that were actually serious. And then three, I wanted to see if this feature could actually be set up for a business, installed once, and deliver ongoing value. And so what I'm going to do in this video is show you guys the stats of this system that I set up so far, and then show you this back-end automation that I created that makes this system and service really valuable. So let's get straight into the stats. So in the past 2 weeks, I set this up for a business and we've generated 35 leads. I'll walk you through the entire funnel in just a second. And 6 of those leads, which is 17%, called the voice AI agent. And this led to over 34 minutes of conversation between the AI agent and the lead. And all 6 of these leads that called in completed the voice agent funnel that I created. Okay, so keep in mind, this is 34 minutes of saved time, and probably more when I break down this funnel, you'll understand why. But this is 34 minutes of real conversation between leads and an AI agent collecting all this different information that usually a person would have to do. So I'm going to walk you through this funnel, but these numbers really impressed me so far, and once we plugged in this automation, this made it even more valuable. So let me walk you through this funnel and show you guys how this works, okay? By the way, before I get too deep into the video, if you guys want to learn how I'm using HighLevel, there is a free group down below. We just hit 5,000 members. And then if you guys ever want to partner with me on HighLevel, you can get access to the systems I'm currently using to actually deliver real value to businesses. So all that's linked below. All right, so let me break down the funnel. And last kind of disclaimer here, if you want to hear a recording of the call between the leads and the AI agent, I will link down below my last video where I attach an entire 6-minute recording. I attached this exact one here. So I recorded yesterday or the day before, and we got a lead. You could see here 6-minute call, and then we just got one today that was a 5-minute call. So I will attach that down below. It's completely unedited, so you can hear the actual call and see, how this actually works, okay? And this works for any business, but I'm doing this for real estate investors. So real estate investors are looking for people that need to sell their home. So these are like seller leads, people that own a home. And so the way our funnel works is we are running ads, okay? So that's how we generated these 35 leads. And out of those 35, 6 of them called the voice AI agent, okay? So we run an ad like this, and then once someone fills out the ad, they are texted using HighLevel's automation. So we have a text here that goes out to the lead, and then it's like a staggered sequence of text messages. So there's 3 and they're all happening within the same minute. And basically here we got an intro text telling them, hey, they completed step 1. And then here we tell them to call the number to complete the process of actually, getting a cash offer, which is what these leads are interested in. Now, just a little side note here. I run Facebook ads, and so when you run a Facebook ad, like what's called a lead form, which is where the platform, Facebook in this example, will create a form on the platform so people can just fill it out right there. What's cool about Facebook is you can actually add in, once they submit their information, you can add in a click to call button. So I don't even have that in this instance, so I would guess, just because I'm running some other ads with a click to call button, that we would pick up even more calls. So this is just kind of like bare bones. Are people actually going to call this number? Do I have my messaging down right? Okay, this is what I like to look at. Do I have my messaging down right? And then if they do call, can we deliver them, them being the lead, can we deliver them more value by speeding up this process for them? That's the point of the AI agent, right? So we're running an ad, and then we're sending these text messages, and then we take this over to HighLevel's voice AI, okay? In the previous videos, I have a setup on how to do this. I don't want to go into too much detail here. It's very, very straightforward. And in my community, I have the entire prompt and everything that I'm using right now. If you guys want to partner with me and learn, exactly how to do this. What I want to show you guys in this video is this, okay? So you understand the funnel, right? We're running an ad. We're texting these leads and saying, hey, you requested an offer. In order to get this offer, we need information from you for it to be a real number. And so the fastest way to do this is, instead of, going back and forth over text or anything like that, is to call this number, and then this will take you through our automated system, right? And then the serious leads, they're going to call and try to speed up that process, right? And something I want to note here, the 6 people that called, the voice AI agent called off of just this one sequence of messages. I don't have any follow-up that I've done here because this is a pay-per-lead offer. So we're just sending the lead to the client. And so they're only calling off of these 3. If we were following up and adding this message into all the text messages, we'd probably pick up even more calls. So 17% just off of, one ad, 3 messages, pretty good, okay? So they click this number, right? They call it, they go through the voice AI system. And what I'm going to show you in this video is how I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, and then give you some other ideas that you could use this for, because it's a really powerful feature. So HighLevel just added this transcript generated trigger, okay? And so the way that it works is you have to first enable transcription. I don't know why it's saying it's disabled since, this is my demo account. So yeah, you have to first enable this, right? I have it enabled in the actual account. So once you enable this, when your client and the lead, or however you're running your system, whenever 2 people, complete a phone call inside of HighLevel, a transcript can be generated if you turn that function on, right? Which is what this is. And so when you turn that on, we can now create a trigger so that when that call is completed and that transcript is generated, we can then do a bunch of different actions inside of HighLevel because of their awesome automation builder, right? So the way I have mine set up is you choose the type, okay? So we choose when a voice AI transcript is generated, meaning somebody called, went through our funnel, called, the call ended, and the call's completed. Then what I have here is a GPT action. So this is inside of HighLevel, and we basically can run a prompt here, okay, which you can see in this one. It says, turn this AI conversation between a homeowner and an AI agent into a clean and concise summary, okay, because that's what's happening. And then all we have to do is pull in the transcript from this trigger. So you do that by clicking on the tags here, click on transcript generated, and then just click on transcript. And there's all this other information you could pull from here if you wanted to use that as well. This is probably one of HighLevel's most underrated actions. I don't think a lot of people know this or understand how this works. You can basically run prompts within any action or any system inside a HighLevel, and then use it to organize things. You could use it to categorize things, stuff like that. And so we're taking this transcript that we've now generated, and then we're summarizing it, because the native summary inside a HighLevel is only like a sentence or 2 sentences. But if we're going to deliver a summary that looks like this, which is what that workflow action I just showed you does, then this is going to be far more valuable, right? Imagine sending a a client 1 to 2 sentences versus all this information, this is the information that they're going to be asking manually on the phone. So this just makes it way easier. So we have that in here. And then I'm going to give you some ideas. I'll tell you how I'm doing it, but then I'll give you some ideas because I think there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with this. So I just have a transcript getting generated, having the AI summarize it, and then just emailing it over to the client. Okay, so this is just test info here. But then the way you do this, you fill in your from email and then your user type. If you're doing, if this client's on your sub account, then you could just do a particular user in the account or assigned user, whatever, however you have it set up. And then for the subject, you just put new AI qualified lead, and then you can put in the name of the lead, and you can just literally map out this response from this output. So to do that, you click on this custom values and then go to GPT, and then you just take the output from this. Okay, so like I said, this is very, very underrated, and the ideas I'll give you kind of go in line with this. So transcripts generated, AI summarizes it, makes it organized, then we just email it over. You can obviously do this as a text as well, right? But the ideas I kind of want to give you here, just so you can understand how powerful this is let's say that in this example, right, we have a few different ways that we qualify leads, okay? To keep it simple, I'm just going to stick with one criteria, and then I'll tell you guys how to make this more advanced if you wanted to. So, for example, in real estate, right, if somebody needs to sell their home as fast as possible, they're likely a fit for the services that these investors offer, right, which is to buy the home cash. Now, there are other criteria that go into that, but I just want to keep the example very simple, okay? So because these people are calling our AI agent, right, and inside of our prompt, which, like I said, I'll have that linked below if you want to learn, how I set this all up. Inside of the prompt, I'm asking them when they need to sell, right? And so without this sort of action here, we can't really identify who's serious unless we go into the contact, look through the information, and kind of sift it all out, right? Whereas if we use this, we can do a bunch of cool things here. So I'll just give you one example. So we can add in another GPT action here, right? And then say, based on the summary of this conversation, extract the lead's time frame for selling and categorize it into only one of the following categories. Okay, so then I would say number one, so I'll do category 1, and then I would do as soon as possible, and then I could also do or 3 months or less, right? And then this isn't like the perfect prompt, I'm just kind of giving you guys the idea. And then I could do 3 to 6 months, and then I could do category 3, 6 months plus, okay? Keep in mind, you can adjust this, you can change all the criteria, that's not the point here. The point is, for the output now, which just stick with me here, make the output only, we'll do it this way. Category 1, category 2, category 3. Okay, so just stick with me here. I'll explain this. Okay, so what we've now done is we've said, hey, based on the summary, so we get the transcript, which is just a bunch of text. Then this first AI will summarize it, make it organized, And then this second one, right, is going to categorize their time frame for selling and extract that from the call. And so here is so I'm going to now add in, here is the summary of the conversation. So I'll add this down below here. So now we're telling this second system, hey, based on this first output, okay, you can see I've mapped the output from here, categorize the time frame for the lead into one of these categories, okay? And then we can do something, I'm showing you guys one kind of simple way, or at least to me it's simple, but you could really make this advanced. So what we can do here is we can then organize the leads based on time frame. So I can say, for example, here, category 1, which would be essentially any lead that needs to sell fast, right? And so the way that we're doing this is we're taking the GPT, hold on, let me confirm that this saves. So I'm going to rename this one. I don't know why it's saying number 1 here. Let's see. We're just going to take these, let's see. This should be number 2. We're going to do a condition here where if the category is number 1, which is based on the output of this prompt, then we can add them to a specific pipeline, or we can notify a specific person, or we can trigger a specific workflow, right? I'm not quite sure why it's not pulling this response here. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm going to refresh this. But once we extract that information from the call, we can then put it into a bunch of different workflows in HighLevel and make it very, very simple for our clients to understand. These are the people that need to sell fast. These are the people that appear to have the highest value to your business. They're in this stage, or they're under this tag, right? Whatever you want to do. I'm not sure why it is not. Let's see. I'm going to just do this just to get this over. You guys can kind of see some live troubleshooting here. So what we're looking for, yeah, that's super odd. There should be here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to delete this. And then I'm going to add this again. And we're looking for, there it is, number 2. So now we can do this. So the result of this prompt is it's only going to produce a response that says category 1, category 2, or category 3 based on how we've defined it here. Okay, and keep in mind, you can stack this and organize this however you want. I'm just showing you the value here of what you can do with this. And so because we know that the output is only going to contain one of those 3 values, now we can organize it. So I can say category 1, and now I should be able to pull number 2 here. Perfect. Great. So then I can say is category 1, and then I'm going to do a second branch here, category 2, and then we'll pull that again. So is category 2, and then one last one, category 3, category 3. Boom. Okay, so stick with me here. Transcript is generated. The first AI will summarize this entire call, make it easy to read and understand. We email this over to the client, and then we can categorize the lead based on time frame for selling and trigger specific workflows or actions or way that we organize the lead. But we can also do this with any other part of the prompt. I'm just showing you with one variable, so it's simple to understand. But you could make the category 1 that they need to sell as soon as possible. They provided an asking price, right, in my prompt. Maybe they have a certain motivation for selling, right? It's not listed, right? You could stack all the different things that make the leads more valuable and then put them under a category. And now that we have this condition here, you can see if GPT powered by OpenAI response is category 1, then we can do something like move to, I think you can see lead quality pipeline. I can do, I would have a different stage there or something. Let's see if I have one. No. But I could do something like lead quality is good, right? Or tag them or something. So this is the power of getting these. I mean, the call is great, but really it's the ability to extract the information and trigger specific workflows or prioritize these leads to a different stage for your client and do all kinds of cool stuff like this. So wanted to share this with you guys. That's what I'm currently doing. I haven't added in this yet. I'm still getting feedback on the voice AI and just, what it can do, to what extent can we push it. But I know a lot of people like to learn this type of stuff from me and how to do this stuff. So I just wanted to share that. So I'll see you in the next video and talk to you then. Bye-bye.